Alright, welcome everyone to another first impressions video, a stereoscopic 3D gaming first impressions video. This one's going to be a little bit special. I figured I'd actually start it off by doing something a little bit different from the norm. Now, some of you may or may not have seen my VR cinema first impressions video, where I actually watched a whole bunch of films that I made myself in 3D. And one of them actually was about Rocketry. And you might have noticed if you've been following this channel for a while that I used to actually post quite a few Rocketry videos on this very channel, and it has not happened in a while. And this would be because I've actually created another channel on which I'm putting my Rocketry videos, and specifically that channel pertains to a specific project which actually would consist of my UAV rockets. So I'm going to start off by going over something really interesting, and then I'm actually going to make a note about the UAV rockets if you want to know more about them, if you've actually noticed those videos on the channel. Well, that project's still ongoing. It's pretty cool. You might have noticed that I have a knack for putting cameras on my rockets. If I'm not mistaken, I think 98% of the rocket flights I've launched in the last 4 years had cameras on them. So a lot of cameras on the rockets, and since 2012 I've actually been, actually since 2011 I've been experimenting with stereoscopic 3D cameras on the rocket. And Rocketry is pretty much what made me get all these stereoscopic camcorders I own, because I wanted to do a lot of captures of the events, and it's really good when you have a variety in 3D, some that shoot a very deep field, some that shoot a more flat field like this very camera right now. So I basically designed another fleet of experimental aircraft while I was doing the UAV rockets. I designed a type of rocket. Now, if you know this hobby well, not a lot of you will, you'll know that an amateur rocket, the way it works is, okay, you have the entire body of the rocket, so it's launched exactly like that. And then at the end of the flight, normally what will happen is the rocket will sort of separate in two segments. These two segments normally being tied with a shock cord, and there is a parachute in the middle of the shock cord. So you got your two segments dangling from the shock cord with the parachute up top, holding everything from falling too fast. I have a problem with that method, and that it's the problem is that it's very drifty. If you launch high altitude, even with the drogue parachute method, there is a way where you can have electronics inside the rocket that will deploy a very small parachute at the top level of the flight, where at the highest altitude. It's going to pop a small chute, and then that's going to fall really fast, all the way down to, say, 500 feet, where the electronics will deploy a much larger parachute. So you get your soft landing, but you get a quick drop, so much less drift. But that too I find inefficient. So what I did is, with this rocket is called Ballistic Approach Light. The fleet is referred to as Ballistic Approach. There are 2 rockets right now. I plan on a 3rd one next year. These rockets are basically very standard, as you can see, very standard, 4-fin. This is pretty much a variation of the Black Brant fin, so very classic. Except they are built to be, first off, extremely lightweight for their class. They are more light than your equivalent rockets capable of launching equivalent motors. So a rocket normally, like I showed you, would split up front and have the parachute come out. Now, the novel thing about Ballistic Approach, the entire fleet, is the fact that the rocket will remain in one piece for the entire flight. This is in the case of both rockets. The entire descent will be performed with the rocket still in one piece, pointed down. Now, the way this happens is the motor mount, the place where I put the motor here, so I got like a screw-on ring to hold the motor in place. Close that when I put the motor, and then it's ready to go. Put the igniter. When the flight is done, there is an ejection mechanism inside this compartment that pushes out the piston, as opposed to decoupling the rocket. And this piston comes out the rear of the rocket and drags out the chute with it, and then you end up with the parachute holding the rocket nose down. So while obviously the parachute is very much slowing the rocket down, you actually still have the aerodynamic effect of the aircraft in play. You're going, what, 20 miles an hour during the descent? So this rocket's fins are actually having an effect on the descent, preventing further drift. This has actually been proven that that rocket alone has flown, I think, 4 or 5 times in the same day. It was a marvel to fly, very easy to fly, because it only uses one parachute. The big sister, Ballistic Approach 354, has the same diameter. Now it doesn't have a front right now because it uses the same front as her little sister. They share the front. And same diameter, much longer. And in the back you'll notice the fins are the same profile, but they are much larger. Now the difference with this one is that it's entirely covered in 2 layers of carbon fiber, including the fins. So this is indestructible, and there's a huge advantage I did with these rockets. The way I got them so light is that the inside of the fins is a sort of balsa composite, balsa fiberglass composite that I developed myself and that I've actually used on both these rockets. So the core of the fins is incredibly light, and given the circumstances, especially this one with the carbon fiber, it's equivalent to fiberglass, to actual G10 fins. So this is really sturdy, and it is incredibly light. The bottom segment only weighs like 1 kilogram. Now that rocket is my race bird. I can actually challenge someone with a high-class rocket by taking this one, putting the exact same large-ass motor inside, except this one's way smaller for her class, and she will go faster, higher. She can probably kick a lot of ass in racing. I do like to propose drag races with that rocket. Alright, so let's get to important things here. This is the front segment of both rockets. I've actually just finished designing it. And you might have noticed, like I said, I put 3D cams on rockets. Now, I'd started off doing these rigs on which I put 2 individual keychain cameras bolted next to each other, and then I would painstakingly align the cameras until they get an equivalent view. And then what I would do is basically I would put this on the rocket. I would activate the cameras in sync with my fingers, literally like go 1, 2, 3, click. And then the flight would take place, and then I would go and stop the cameras, take those files, and put them together in one 3D video using both perspectives for each eye. Now, it worked well. The reason why I say well is because I'm using 2 completely separate individual units, and this poses a huge problem. My fingers are nowhere near capable of hitting at the same fraction of a second on the start recording button. Like sometimes you get lucky, but that's 1 times out of 20. What happens is the cameras start filming off sync, which means that when I process a 3D frame, you'd expect the left eye image to see exactly the same thing as the right eye image, except from a different perspective. Except the problem is that the frames are not quite at the same moment in time. And you can feel it when you're watching the 3D video. It feels like a flicker between your eyes. It doesn't feel good. And this becomes even more obvious in Rocketry because the fucking thing's going 600 miles an hour, and then the ground's spinning, so it's really obvious. So it becomes extremely important to capture the frames in sync. And my only real solution to that was to start using retail consumer 3D camcorders and fitting them inside the rocket somehow. At the next launch, what I'll be doing is I'll be using this common front segment, and I'll be using a much better camcorder. This is really where I wanted to change things. Although I managed to take the TEC i2 and drop it down to 67 grams, including the battery, it's too unreliable, it's got shit resolution, and although the 3D, the depth is really good, the resolution of the video is really bad. So this one's capable of filming in 1080p side-by-side 3D. It's not your best, but you know what? Given its price, the gamble that I do putting it on a rocket that can get lost by so many different ways, I do think this is a good level of quality for stereoscopic 3D on board the rocket. So I'll show you how this works. basically you have the top segment which slides into the rocket. This will be bolted onto these rockets. Remember, these do not decouple. Now this segment is actually designed to fit in the GPS receiver, the antenna, which will come out in the nose. And then here you've got basically the camera held there by a crossbolt, and I'll show you what the rocket does when it's staring down. This is what it looks like if you like come to the side of the rocket and look underneath. You're gonna see this. So that's how it's filming. It's filming the ground, so see the ground, just get the hell out of there. The downside with the Ballistic Approach fleet is that it's not bringing this segment back down, looking down at all. The rocket will be pointed this way during the descent, so it's only going to see the sky and the parachute. I will use moments of that, but that's a downside. I wish I could actually have a shot of the ground coming for the rocket. So I will try to find a way to put a 3D camcorder in the other direction. So this is pretty simple, basically. It's just a mount, it's a big slot in the airframe. This is reinforced along the edges. And then you have the camcorder, which has basically this large screw with a nut. And what I have to do is just, well, the nut is here for now, so I don't lose it. But then I take this off, I insert this through the airframe, the screw will protrude through this hole, and then I will put on the nut and tighten it. And if I'm not mistaken, I add a tie wrap, and then I'm good for flight. Maybe add a little aluminum tape at top to streamline the opening. But that's about it. If you think this looks weird for a rocket, trust me, the IPTEC, the way I put it on Ballistic Approach Lite, it was worse. It was way worse. So I'm actually doing a little better this time, believe it or not. Those who are worried about the weight will not be an issue because I tend to put oversized motors in these rockets, which adds weight in the back, and this becomes necessary to add weight in the front to counterbalance it. And given these rockets are so light, I never go overweight doing so. So I can literally take this 200-gram camera, slap it in the rocket, and I actually find this weight useful for the performance of the aircraft. Rarely will you find a hobby rocketry enthusiast say that about his model. He'll say, damn, I gotta add weight. No, in my case, the weight is welcome by design. I have an awesome flight planned for Ballistic Approach 354, the larger one. I plan to take that one possibly past 10,000 feet. I do have a motor to take her to 7,000 feet right now. The flight from ground to top altitude should take somewhere around 20 seconds. That's what's so awesome about rocketry, is that, yeah, we're not going that high with these rockets, but goddamn do we get there fast. Oh shit, do we get there fast. That's what's so fun about that. You're building an aircraft that can withstand such stress and actually see your creation perform. It's pretty cool. And when you got 3D cams on them, it's even better. Alright, let's get to this. Let's get to some 3D gaming. I don't want to make this video too long because it is a first impressions video of a game after all. Yes, it's a double header if you want. So we're gonna go 3D here. And I'll make a note about these. If you want 3D glasses that make such a fashion statement, just look up eBay for some passive 3D glasses. You're gonna find interesting results. I got these for not much, like 12 bucks. And what I did is I bent the frame. I bent it just like my aviator glasses, because these, when they're straight, which it was at the beginning, I look like a freaking fly when I wear them. So this is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I don't have these like square, ugly, flat glasses. And what I like about these is that they actually fully cover the field of view. Anyways, so gosh, there's something weird here about this this output. Anyways, okay. So you're looking at TEC 3001. What the hell is this? You know, if you don't browse the indie titles on Steam, you'll have no idea what the hell this is. Now first I'm gonna make a note again. I'm using Tridef Ignition to operate this game in 3D. And what I did is I developed a custom profile that I will offer this profile for download in the description of this video. And once you get that profile, if you're not running with Tridef Ignition, what you want to do is as soon as you get in the game, you open the control panel, you go to performance and make sure to turn power 3D off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Oh yeah, and also make sure 3D texture copy is on. By the way, about links in the description, I mentioned that I would come back to the UAV rockets. I forgot about that. The UAV rockets, if you want to check out that project, there's an entire half-hour video that I made this year that reports on the entire project from beginning to end, up to date. And I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. So after you watch this first impressions video, feel free to go check out the status report on the UAV rockets project. It's really, really cool. And sadly, I wrecked both my prototypes at the last launch, but I did get a lot done out of them before that happened. So the project can continue exactly as planned, which I'm really lucky about that. I mean, the failures could have happened before, and I could have not gotten my test data, but everything really worked out. So let's go, TEC 3001. I'll make this simple. You're a robot and you run. That's pretty much it, and I really like it. Alright, I had to make 2 cuts in the video here, a little annoying, and this is already yet another annoying aspect of this game. I'm looking for a way to reset the tutorial so it actually shows you the on-screen messages because I wanted to talk about those, except I can't find the immediate option in the menu to do so, and I've even reset the level and it didn't even do the trick. So I'm just gonna get on with this. I'm gonna try to describe what the problem was. It's not doing it anymore because I've gone through them before. Kinda sucks. I wish I could have actually shown you the problem with that. It only does it once, at least there's that, but it literally interrupts you during your run, and this game can actually get a little difficult sometimes, even during the tutorial type levels. And to get interrupted, like right here, it would tell you how to jump. It would stop the gameplay just to tell you how to jump. And then it would stop the gameplay again to tell you to double jump, and then... So it can get annoying to learn how to play this game at the beginning, and it could turn some people off. I could see some people get turned off by that type of introduction. And I'll give you another slight annoyance here. I was looking for the option to reset these and see them again for a second time in my life, and I can't get it done. I don't know if you can do it from the launch menu, possibly so, but it would be nice to have it within the game. So, little things here and there that disturb, but as you can see, when it comes to the visuals and the quality of the gameplay, it's all there. So we're gonna go to the next level here, and they're gonna torture me just a little more. So now it's gonna say collect 5 batteries to complete the level. Push forward a little here. It would even stop you before that gate to tell you that you can change the environment by going through the gate. It'd stop you again here to tell you how to break the glass panels. It'd stop you again here very close to the wall to tell you how to slide underneath it. So, a lot of annoying things. And now I guess we're going to go on early about other annoying things of this game. You just saw me die there. That happens a lot. That really, really happens a lot in this game. And sometimes it literally feels unfair. Now, I know I'm starting to sound like when Total Biscuit reviewed this, this game, and all I can say is he's friggin' right. I might actually be a little better than him in a game like this, because this really falls within my genre, and I share the same complaints. The annoyance of the way the tutorial is delivered to you, plus the, I don't want to call them difficulty spikes, I honestly want to call them design flaws. There's some parts where I don't know who's been playing this game in development, but they're good. Or they're just cool with you dying 26 times on a level. So, it's a great experience when it works as expected, but it doesn't always work as expected. Not a perfect title, let's put it that way. Bad hit, screw you. Okay, but I did gain a little speed, so now I have to do one of these, like, beat things where you just go over the lines and hit at the good moment, and then you gain speed every time you do it. Bad hit, fuck you. Eat ass. Perfect hit, oh yeah. Perfect hit, oh yeah, look at that speed. Oh, bad hit, aww. So there we go, this is much easier. There are levels that I actually specialize at so far. If I'm not mistaken, the 3-lane corridor levels I'm kind of good at. In fact, I think one of those is coming up right now. This level was particularly annoying at first because I was sort of already gathering what I had to do and the tutorial kept interrupting me. It was just like, dude, I got it. This one I actually got by the ass. Now, I'm probably gonna screw up after having said something so confidently. There we go. I really got these. These 3-lane levels are really cool. Oh shit, you see, that was a bullshit moment right there, where I changed lanes just a little too early for it. I had cleared. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. It feels really good. The feeling of speed is really well done in this, especially with the movement lines, the blur lines. Shit, I jumped too late. Especially with the blur lines, it really looks cool. Nice, saw that. I did one of those double jump charges there. Let's go, let's go, let's go, oh yeah! There we go. What's my score, what's my score? Oh, just one lightning bolt. Nah, there's one of the later ones where I literally got like a triple lightning bolt. I can do better than that. This is not my par performance. All right, let's go on to the next one. It's a lot of fun once you get the hang of it. Once you get past all this tutorial stuff, it actually is a really fun title. Of course, you do have to get across this bullshit, where, you know, the level starts and it's like, welcome, if you didn't know, you'll have to memorize it now. And there's moments like that. There's questionable moments in the design. Not so bad. As you saw, I just recovered from that one. Already from the fact that I've played more than once, it helps. But still. Double jump, single jump, double jump. Woo! There we go. See, I knew that part by heart. If I didn't, I would have died. So there's a lot of little things like that that are rather annoying. But, bottom line, it's a cool game. It really is a cool concept. And I don't know if a lot of games like these exist, but I am not familiar with them if they do. This is really more or less... What the fuck was that? That's the longest fucking jump I can do. You see right there? I was like, do it at the very last second. But yeah, I was talking about this genre game, which is like, I don't know, the runner genre game. If I compare it to Mirror's Edge or something? No. This is not like trying to be Mirror's Edge in any way. It's really a genre of its own. It's a racing genre, but you're a metal robot. It's really cool. It's worth the price. If you're interested, TEC 3001 on Steam. I'm gonna go through one more level here. I mean, this is literally, I've showed you everything this game has to offer. Not all the levels, but now we've gone through a speed level, we've gone through a jumping levels, freeform levels, and we've gone through the 3-lane concept as well. So let's go for another one here, and this is another freeform level. This time with a lot of green arrows there to make you speed up. So I gotta watch out. I do want those. I got boosts here. Those are extremely dangerous. Those are extremely dangerous. Because look what happens. Holy shit. That was... What? You gave me the boost again, you motherfuckers. Okay, here we go. Holy shit. Holy shit. Why am I going full speed? Why is this way faster than the first time I did this level? Holy crap. Woo! That's a lot of fun. I gotta say, at that speed, this is cool. I don't mind dying a couple of times because it is extremely difficult! Holy crap! No, shit, I had to miss that last part. Oh yeah, right through the wall, right there. Okay, again, jump, down, jump bot, yeah. Okay, now I gotta slow the hell down now. Damn it! I gotta slow the hell down on these arrows like big time. I'm still going too fast. That's the problem with this fucking thing. Way too fast for this. I don't know, it put me on super mega high crazy speed mode. I really don't know why it did that. It's the first time I actually see that happen. Normally, when I go through this level, I'm not going that damn fast. There is no way in hell I can do this. You see, this is I know how to fucking game, okay? I can do this a million times. I will likely fail this. Let me see what happens if I try jumping these. I literally, for the life of me, cannot get past this now that I am on perma boost. It didn't even let me double jump. So, the huge downsides of this game, and this is the first time I come across this particular bug. This is clearly a bug right now, because the game is not letting me out of turbo. So I'm probably gonna avoid the turbo. So you see here, issues here and there, not a perfect game, priced accordingly. It's not trying to be anything else. It's not trying to sell itself as anything else. I will avoid that shit. That shit is cancer. You will not succeed your run if you get one of those. That is way too fast. You clearly saw there. I don't know if I can keep going at it for 3 hours trying to get it right, but I don't feel like doing that. Tell you honestly, the levels are short. They're meant to be short and sweet. Nice. Oh yeah, boost right past that. There we go. It's much easier now that I'm going at a speed where I can freaking see what's happening. Yeah. And I'm still going pretty fast actually, so this is cool. I'm cool with that. And here comes that bloody part there with the red arrows, which is gonna be much easier now, watch. I've actually done this earlier today before I made this video. Look at this, there we go. This is how it's meant to be taken, not like that. Fuck, what's going on? I get this. So, not obvious. There we go. So, well, you just saw one of the issues with the game that I was mentioning at the beginning, like, you know, there's a fence-ish aspect to this. I play this during my work breaks. Really like it. It's your speed run kind of game. You just do a couple of speed runs, turn it off, go get back to work. It's a good 10-minute playthrough kind of thing, 10 minutes at a time. Probably gonna build up hours. I do the same thing with Pinball FX, Ion Ball 2, and all these smaller games that have more of a staggered delivery in their content, meaning the levels are shorter and delivered to you more drop by drop, which is excellent. I like the games that limit themselves to 10 or less minutes of gameplay at a time. I like to own a lot of those titles, and to see them run in 3D, a lot of fun. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed TEC 3001, a little look at the Rocketry here. Felt I needed to give an update on that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.